This is a very nice area with a mixed geology. You know, we have the mudstones of the back here, and then we get into this calcrete, this ancient, what I would assume is alluvial deposits. So ancient river deposits along this bank in here, cemented together by limestone matrix. So they have this large conglomerate rock, which is basically calcrete. Here's some more of that calcrete conglomerate bank. It's kind of broken up along here, but this layer is a, you know, ancient cement, basically rocks cemented together. I can see some web down here. We'll go look at that. Take a look along the bottom edges. That's good for Latrodectus. And then we'll make our way down into this little gulch here, and then over to the mudstones. So a nice egg sac with multiple discarded egg sacs and prey items, lots of prey items. Over here we got ourselves a little rattlesnake. A little baby rattlesnake here. That's just a tiny little baby rattlesnake hiding under that rock. And another widow, this is another widow hide. I can see her in there. I don't know if the camera can pick her up, but I can see her in there. But this is a nice looking mother here. But kind of a, you know, this is kind of a neat habitat. Again, south facing slope. So a south facing slope, lots of radiant heat. So they can thermal regulate their egg sacs. And then obviously, like I say, rattlesnakes also, south facing slope, they do the same thing, thermal regulate their body. Remember, they're exothermic, so they have to maintain their body temperature by the air temperature. Let's get a better look at that little baby snake. Let's try not to scare him too much though. So this baby rattlesnake, now rattlesnakes can see us in the daytime. They're nocturnal mostly, but you can see me very well. They can see some color. They do have some color vision, and you know, they can see pretty good in the daylight, so he can very well see me. But also he's picking up my heat signature. Remember that they're a pit viper, and so they're picking up my heat signature a bit here. Very interesting, the rattlesnake. You know, they hunt mice, and at night they pick up their heat signature, but they also can see very well in the dark. Obviously there's rattlesnakes in here, as you could see. So I do carry a hook with me, simply for the adult rattlesnakes that I come across. If I get into a situation where there's quite a few and I kind of get into them and don't realize it, it's good to have the hook with you just to be able to move a few of them out of the way. Give yourself a little corridor to get through. I don't tend to mess with the rattlesnakes too much, but I do like to have a hook with me just in case, I need to scoot one maybe out of the way. I'm in a predicament and can't get around or something. They just come in handy. This is rattlesnake country, so to be without a hook and looking for spiders in the areas I'm looking, I'd almost be foolish to not have a hook with me or of some sort. Now, baby rattlesnake, they're very hard to see. So I think the biggest threat is stepping on them. So the baby rattlesnakes, they're throughout this area. like we saw hidden under the ledge stone, but also out in the grass. There's lots of grasses down in the gulch, in the mudstones. There's grasses and weeds, and you just can't see snakes very well. And they, of course, those baby rattlesnakes may have just a button on their tail, or maybe one or two rattles, not even, and you might not even hear that. And you probably won't hear it. Like I said, I don't mess with the snakes too much. I leave them alone. I bring the hook with me simply to move one if I have to. But I let them go about their business. I don't like molesting animals too much. But those baby rattlesnakes, you won't even see them. And the danger is you could step on one and harm them pretty good by stepping on them. So you got to be very vigilant. The good thing about looking for black widow spiders is I'm always staring at the ground, and I'm always staring at rock structure and holes. And so in that regard, I'm always ready for snakes anyway. You know, this is Montana venom country here, rattlesnakes and widows. And so being vigilant is kind of the whole point of being out here. So the hook is great for the adults, but the babies, you just really got to be vigilant so you don't step on one, harm them. You know, a baby rattlesnake, you could easily crush one with your foot. So like that snake we saw was not even a foot long. That was just a tiny little noodle. So we got to be careful in this big country. Pretty gray, pewter almost, pewter. She has a couple empties, and then that sort of oblong viable sac. You can see a couple empties. She's got one empty back in there and then one out front. This is a matriarchal female. This spider was in this same location last year. Obviously very busy. She has a lot of web here. This whole area is web. I'm not too sure I could show you that. But just really, really invested. Gotta get out of the road, buddy. Go on, little guy. Go on. Go on, little guy. Go on. I'm gonna help you, buddy. You gotta get going. Okay, go on. This is without a doubt the largest web I have ever seen for Latrodectus. Now this camera is not doing this justice. This entire, I guess, sea cave, we could call it, is full of webbing. I have never seen such an investment of web. Certainly not for Latrodectus. Just really, really impressive. Okay, here's a couple. This is a male and female. That's the male there and the female just inside there. Hopefully you can see her back there. He's very nice looking. He's got those brownish legs that some of them have. It's really, really handsome spider. Here's a female here. Nice healthy female and a molt. That's her molt, but that's a nice looking. She appears to be adult. That's a fully adult female. No egg sacs. Very little bit of webbing, so I'm almost gonna say that this just became adult. She doesn't have any striping. I would say she just got through with her last molt. This is a male. So Latrodectus hesperus male. And right above him here is a female. In her very small hide. But this is August, so another run of breeding here. It's a very large male. Sorry, buddy. Larger than you'd expect for August. As you can see, he's nearly the size of the female. But this is the second run of breeding here in August before autumn. That's a juvenile female. And obviously we can tell by her stripes and marks on her that she has a molt or two yet to go. But a lot of these females, they're reaching adulthood. They've taken on their last molt, and all of the males are coming for them. This is the second round of breeding here in August, now late August. And so, like I said, it's scramble competition. So as all of these females from this summer become mature and become adults, all of the males scramble to get to them. There's lots of males, there's lots of females. And so the breeding is sort of a race to see who can get the job done. We call that scramble competition. Scramble competition here in August. In the springtime, you have more of a selective competition. You have the large male phenotype in the springtime, the males that have overwintered. And so here in the autumn, you have lots of little males and the occasional large male, of course, as that is hereditary traits.